Good afternoon, everyone. We are gathered here today for a very important reason, and that is to protect the marriage, traditional marriage in America, and to say yes to Amendment 2, which is on your ballot this fall. Let me first introduce myself. I'm Bishop Harry Jackson. I'm the chairman of the High Impact Leadership Coalition. We're based in the greater Washington, D.C. area. Our organization seeks to bring together Black, Hispanic, and white leaders around the moral issues of our day. It's very important that we have begun an initiative that really spans the nation to fight for marriage as it is defined biblically and because it has a major impact in the stability of our nation. We're here specifically in Florida in 5 different locations. We have met at places around the state. We'll be having pastor summits as well as rallies in the evening. Our goal is to depict, if you would, the unity that already exists between blacks, Hispanics, and whites around this issue. Now, on this particular issue of marriage, this is one side of a two-sided battle. We as the church believe that we should be against the things like changing marriage that redefine or distort the image of marriage in the earth. We're not against gays, but we're for marriage.
Yes.
So we stand against gay marriage because we believe it corrupts and distorts the image of an institution that's at risk. Think about it this way. In the black community, 7 or 8% out of 10 of our newborn babies are born to mothers who are not married. 40% of black women will never get married. The institution of marriage is almost becoming extinct in the black community. Where the black community is where the rest of the culture will be in a few years. So we are defending marriage that way. That's one side of our fight. The other side is to say that the church has got to promote marriages like it never has before. We've got to keep our own people from divorcing, and we need to strengthen, if you will, heterosexual marriage. It's not a one-sided thing. We are set to defend marriage. Now, critics would say, don't blacks and Hispanics have other issues that they should be concerned about in this critical economic time? My answer to them is that if we miss this strategic moment and do not fight for marriage, what we'll do is turn around some years from now and say the disintegration of our culture began in 2008 and we weren't involved. And so we should care, because this is an urgent issue that we need to be concerned about that has generational ramifications. In some of your Florida papers, people have said, well, what we need is more marriage counseling. If someone thinks that you can solve the marriage problem in America with just a little premarital counseling, oh, by the way, we do premarital counseling, it is like telling a cancer patient, go home and take a few aspirin and you'll be all right in the morning. We have a major crisis in terms of marriage, and some little slap the culture on the wrist measure will not handle it. The NAACP in this city is actually calling out their members and telling folks don't come to the meetings hosted by High Impact and also by this Florida Family Policy Council. And they're doing it because they're in some kind of quasi-political mode. This is not a political movement. We are not endorsing Barack Obama or McCain. We are saying today that marriage has to be preeminent. So whether folks vote for McCain or whether they vote for Obama, we want them to vote yes for this amendment concerning marriage. Yeah. Praise God. Let me conclude by saying this. The picture that you see here, blacks, whites, Hispanics, standing together around biblical principles, believing that the Bible compels us to protect a sacred institution. We believe that all people need civil rights, but only God can give the sacred right of marriage. And so, if the radical gay movement wants more rights, do it through another dimension. don't try to hijack the name, the definition, the power, and the force of the oldest institution in the world, the institution of the marriage, which God has ordained to be a basic building block of the culture. Thank you very much for your time.